Hey, what's up everyone? In today's video, we're going to be going over how to create this list of views using SwiftUI. We can click on individual rows and then see a profile description view and then navigate back using this button in the navigation bar. And then if you didn't watch my previous video on how to create this profile description view, you can find that link in the description below. Lists are super common in mobile development as you can find them in most popular apps. Using UIKit, you can create lists with UI table view and UI collection view, which both work great but require a lot of boilerplate code. On the other hand, with SwiftUI, you can accomplish much of the same list functionality and UI with a lot less code. Before we create our list, we're going to first create the view that will represent the individual cells in our list. We'll create a new SwiftUI file that we'll name bridge row view. And we'll want to add a bridge property so that our view can display information for a specific bridge. And in our preview function, we'll use a static function bridge.allBridges. Which returns an array of bridges from San Francisco and New York. And we'll just take the first bridge from the array. Going back to our body code, we'll start with an H stack because we want our content to be positioned side by side horizontally. And within the H stack, we're going to add an image. And we're going to use bridge.imageName. And you'll see that our SwiftUI preview updates, but the image is pretty big, and so we can use the resizable modifier. And then we can apply a frame and we'll set the width and the height to be 50. Right now we have hello world showing as the text to the right of the image, and instead we want to use the bridge name. So again, we're going to access our bridge property and we're going to use name, the name property, and you'll see we update accordingly. You'll notice that our image and text automatically center with respect to the x-axis, and we can add a spacer on the right, which acts like a spring, taking up as much space as possible and pushing our image and text views to the left. So you'll see this here, it's just spacer, and you'll see our SwiftUI preview updates accordingly. Now that we've created our row view, we can create the list view that will display these views. We'll again create a new SwiftUI file, and we'll name this one bridge list view. And each row will display a different bridge, so we want to add a bridges property. And this will be of type bridge. And we're going to use our bridge.allBridges static function again. And now this bridges property will basically act as our list data source. Next, we'll replace text with list. And within the curly braces, we can specify different views we want in our list. So we can do bridge row view, and we can pass in our bridges array, or take the first element in the array rather. And you'll see our SwiftUI preview updates with that first row and the first bridge in our array, and we can do the same thing and add the second bridge and then the third bridge, etc. Well, in our case, we only need to add a few bridges, so we can write just a few lines. It's more than likely that other apps will need tens and hundreds of thousands of items, and of course we don't want to write a line of code for each item, so we can use a more sophisticated list initializer that takes a collection of items like this. And then it takes an ID, which we can specify as our each individual bridge's name. And then we pass in a closure that takes in one bridge in our collection. And then now we can just write a single line of code that takes our bridge row view and initializes it with a bridge in the collection view. And so now we can get our 4 bridge views in our list with just 3 lines of code. So now that we have a great looking list of bridges, we can click play in our preview window. And you can see our list can be scrolled up and down right in the preview window. But as is, our app doesn't do much. From the list, I can hardly see what the bridges look like. I don't know where each of the bridges is located and how long they are. So it'd be great if we could click on a row to open up the bridge description view that we previously created. To do this, we'll first need to add our list to a navigation view. So outside of the list, we can use navigation view like this. And you'll see a navigation bar is already added to the top of our screen. And we can add a title here by adding the navigation bar title modifier to our list. And for the title, we'll just say bridges. Now to make our rows interactable, we'll add a new struct called NavigationLink. And NavigationLink takes in a destination and a label, and our destination is going to be the bridge description view, and we want to initialize it with the bridge that's clicked on. And then for the label, that's what shows in the list row, and for that we're just going to copy and paste our bridge row view code from here and replace it here. You'll see our SwiftUI preview automatically gets updated with this arrow indicator showing that these rows are interactable and lead to another page. And in our SwiftUI preview, we can click on Brooklyn Bridge and see the description view here. We can go back, click on Manhattan Bridge and Golden Gate Bridge, etc. Finally, if we run our app, you'll see that we just get the bridge description view instead of the list view that we've created. In order to fix this, we need to go to our scene delegate, which specifies our current view or our root view as the bridge description view, and instead we want to replace this code and initialize our bridge list view. So now if we run our app one last time, you'll see we get the list view that we created. Okay everyone, that's it for this video. We learned how to create a list of views and add navigation to our app with just a few lines of code, using SwiftUI's lists, navigation view, and navigation links. Like this video if you learned anything, leave a comment if you have any questions, and subscribe for more SwiftUI and iOS content coming soon.